Hi there! Thank you so much for joining me today. This is Julie DiMatteo from thepaperpixie.com, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And in today's video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this adorable little popper that perfectly holds a Ferrero Rocher. I originally saw an idea similar to this from fellow demonstrator Claudia Becht from stempelhertz.de, and I converted her measurements from metric to inches, and I also tweaked them a little bit so that we could get this out of a 4 by 6 inch piece of paper. That way we can get 6 of them out of a 12 by 12. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to use a piece of designer series paper that measures 4 inches by 6 inches, and this is a beautiful pattern from the Whole Lot of Lovely designer series paper. Gorgeous mix of patterns and colors. And we're going to first make some scoring measurements using the Simply Scored. And on the 4-inch side, we are going to score at 1 inch and 3 inch. And I'm going to rotate it, and along the 6-inch side, I'm going to score at 1 3/8, 2 3/4, 4 1/8, and 5 1/2. All of these measurements will be on my blog, thepaperpixie.com. You can find the detailed blog post linked in the description of this video. So I'm going to go ahead and fold and burnish on all the score lines. Now here's a little template of what it's going to look like. So we've done all of the vertical and horizontal score lines. Now I'm going to bring in the envelope punch board to cut out these little strange looking pieces here. So we're going to punch using the envelope punch board along all of these. Now they are horizontal score lines, but those 4 score lines that we made along the 6-inch side, we're going to punch at 1 inch and 3 inches along all those score lines, including this bottom edge as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do those punches, and I'm going to line this up. I folded it, and I'm going to line this left edge at the 1-inch mark and slide it down to the 3-inch mark to have something that looks like this. And we're going to continue to do that down all of the score lines. And finally, we're going to do those punches at 1 and 3 on this lower edge. So we'll have something that looks like this. Next, we are going to use that envelope punch board and punch out, let me bring in the template again, these little divots here. And I'm just going to eyeball that. So look at these as different sections, and I'm just going to eyeball the center of those sections to put a punch. Let me hold it up like this. I am taking this piece right here and kind of centering it along that section. And we'll do that all the way down. So we'll have an edge that looks like this. And we'll repeat the same thing on the other side. There we go. And then where the side that has this little 1/2-inch tab, I'm going to fold on that second score line here, and we're just going to apply glue just along this edge here, this 1/2-inch edge. I'm going to use liquid glue. Then we're just going to fold this right edge over, and that should line up right where we want it to. We are going to have a little bit of this corner overhanging here. So I'm just going to take my paper snips and cut that out. So that is the beginnings of our little popper. Now the first thing I'm going to do is just gently start to form it. I'm kind of pinching in these edges while also pushing into the center, and you can see that it's starting to form. That's just going to kind of guide our paper to where we want it to go. Now the first thing I'm going to do is to tie one end with ribbon, and we're going to use the 3/8 inch mini chevron ribbon, and this is in crushed curry, and I'm going to take about an 8-inch length of ribbon. And we're going to cut 2 of those while we have the ribbon out. And then I'm just going to wrap that around one end and tie it in a knot. And then if you have any of these edges that want to fold in, just go ahead on the inside and pop those out. Now we can put in our Ferrero Rocher. That's going to fit just right in there, and then we can close the other end. And again, I'm just going to tie a knot. All right, now let's do a little bit of stamping. I'm going to use the stamp set Bunch of Blossoms and the phrase grateful for a friend like you. We're going to go ahead and stamp that using basic black ink on Whisper White. To get a good impression, I'm going to bring out my Stampin' Pierce mat. That'll give me a nice clean stamped image. Then we're going to punch out that sentiment with the 1-inch circle punch. And then we're going to use Soft Sky and punch out a circle with the 1 1/4 inch circle punch. Now I'm just going to adhere those together using some liquid glue. And then we'll pop that on the front of our popper using a Stampin' Dimensional. And voila, a super cute popper, perfectly sized for Ferrero Rocher. You can get 6 of these out of one piece of 12 by 12 designer series paper, so easy to make multiples of. Thank you so much for watching today. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. If you're interested in purchasing any of the products I used today, they'll be linked in the description. And I'll also have a link to my detailed blog post sharing all the products I use, all the dimensions and measurements and score lines as well. Please come visit me at my blog. I post weekdays, projects to inspire you, and I'd love to have you come subscribe to my blog updates or my newsletter while you're there. Thanks again. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Take care. Bye.